Sir, there is no issue in the audio, sir. Already 1 hour 40 minutes session completed. So now I'm not getting any issue. All are listening properly. All are responding also. So you only getting always problem. Farhan, why? You are the only person in the last 1 hour 40 minutes doing that exercise. And this problem always you are only facing. Reason? Now there is no disturbances. Reason my voice is not clear. I'm not getting the responses. So your side is some problem is there. Please check it. Farhan entered into class and this message common. Audio problem, audio problem. This message came into Farhan is came. Or Farhan is came into this message coming in. That much of the element object dot attribute equals to double quotes. We can remove that attribute. Opposite, I'm showing the method syntax also. See that. Just if you are interested, you can use that one. Set attributes. Set attributes. Followed by your attribute name, comma value. So what is the current attributes value assigning or attributes value modification? We can follow this syntax or we can follow this syntax. Two syntaxes are there. You can follow any of the syntax. Next, similarly, I want to get the value of attribute set. This is accessing the data of attribute. And set method plus will get the get method. So you just remove this one. Get the attribute. Whose attribute? This attribute. Next, element attribute, element dot attribute followed by double quotes, removing the attribute. And you have the directly method here, remove attribute, followed by attribute. First one, property syntax, the second one, method syntax. Property syntax, method syntax, which is okay for you, that one follow, that's not a problem. The attributes manipulation, sir. Next, styles manipulation. Styles manipulation. So styles in the sense CSS. Already HTML, they displayed the data with some style. Or content already available, they have their own style. That own style, I want to see something of the existing style, possible. Modifying of the existing styles, possible. Deleting of the existing styles, possible. Anything is possible. Now, sir, the same syntax, element object dot, we are performing style together, a style object also comes here. Because compulsory style, you have to specify. With HTML attributes together, directly object dot attribute. But when you are writing the style, element dot style dot, inline CSS is there, na, that pattern set. Or inline CSS is there, na, on this pattern. And we'll get here property colon value, na, the same thing is coming. Write the CSS property. Inline CSS of syntax. What happening here, sir? It returns the existing value of your CSS property. Which color you are already used, which background you are already used, or you have already color or not, border is there or not, collecting the data from CSS. You follow the same syntax. If you write something value, you are modifying the CSS. If you write the double quotes, sometimes double quotes, sometimes zero, sometimes none. No. The CS is different here. If you want to remove that property or style, zero we have to use sometimes, we have to use the sometimes none, we have to use the sometimes double quotes all. Depends upon the property. It depends upon the property. This is style compulsory. If you want to apply one or two styles, you can go for this one, sir. Otherwise, you can go for one predefined method is there. Sir, already I defined some classes, sir. One class selector I defined already. That class selector can add the dynamically to my programmer, sir. Yes, 100% possible, sir. That I think is code simplifying also. The type of processing, little bit of code simplifying also. So class list and one DOM property is there, sir. Class list. By using the class list, we can add the CSS classes and we can remove the CSS class. Easiest way, easiest process and easiest way. Otherwise, instantly, if you want to write the CSS, this property, this syntax, we have to follow. Instantly, if you want to perform anything, this property you have to follow. So attributes to styles. I'll show an example on these two things. Remaining manipulations, next example. First, we'll complete these things. So how to manipulate the attributes and how to manipulate the CSS. So first, I'm creating one image here. I'm displaying one image. Attributes manipulations, I'm choosing the image. So it equals to some height equals to some 150. So this is image. SRC width to height. What is these three, sir? All these three called as attributes. All these three called as attributes. The attributes I want to control through my DOM. This is the first syntax what I explained. Follow that one. Okay, sir. These are the two tags. One is image tag with some HTML attributes, and one is the H2 tag with some CSS properties, background and color. Now start the operation. On state I equals to document dot get element by ID by the small situation observer, sir. Accidentally in both the tags ID is missing. Observed. In two tags we don't have any IDs, but we want to get the object. Is there any possibility? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because ID attribute is not available, we have alternative. What is that alternative, sir? Query selector available. Query selector. Query selector. By using that query selector, we can manage the situation. ID selector, if you are interested to use the like this, you have to add. ID selector available. Still, I want to get the object set. Better shift it to the query selector. Query selector inside also ID required. Yes, sir. No, no, no. Query selector inside. I said any selector. Okay. Query selector, we can use any selector, not only ID selector. What I'm doing here, sir, and IMG tag selector. IMG tag selector. It returns the image tag selector. Image tag selector object returns. Otherwise, second example, I explained one. Second example, third example, constant I equals to document dot images. Remember, second example today I explained this one, images. It returns all images objects. It returns all images object as a collection, right? What I'm doing, sir, to get only 0th image object. Anything is okay. This is a very easy process, sir. Get the 0th image only. This is my 0th image. Anything is okay, 100% same. The through method, this is directly through proper. Okay, image object ready. First, I want to know the image object details and existing attributes. I want to know it. So, sir, print I, last name is printing, last name is printing, and you can print I dot tag, tag name is printing, attributes all these properties, and you can print I dot src, current image address is printing. I can use line break also, that is not. Image tag related every information I'm printing, see that. So accessing the attributes. Next I dot width, line break, and again I dot height. So I want to know the existing image details. Just created the object and asking all the information like I'll go and check it. Got it done. I is the image element object. Tag is IMG, SRC, width, height. Clear? Object dot write any property come any attribute, but not CSS. Any HTML property, any HTML attributes. So existing image tag inside which details available, the details it is going to return. Accessing the attributes is over, sir. For same concept, you can write through method also like this. Get attributes followed by SRC. Same answer it will comes. I use a simple I dot SRC. No? This one you can write like this also. Or I use it here I dot height. You can write I dot get attribute followed by height. So I am not preferred the method, sir, into long process. This is easier, just 2 centimeters. This one 6 centimeters. Here responses down, no reactions, no responses. I asked clear on, but no answer. Next, I want to modify the existing attribute values set. I want to modify the existing attributes values set. Yes, it's possible 100%. So once again, I dot src image changing set. Already a dot jpg is available. That I am changing to some b dot jpg. That b dot jpg. Existing image I am changing. HTML displaying one image. DOM displaying another image. This a.jpg is replacing with the b.jpg. Really, yes, sir. See that? That is probably. Before this step, this is output. After this step, this is output. Existing image, I change it to DOM. Can I change reminding us, sir? Any attribute you can change. Object dot attribute equals to assign the new value. I want to adjust the width and height something, sir. So I dot width equals to some 300. Existing width to 200 available that I'm going to add it. Possible, 100% possible. This is property syntax here. The method syntax will get like this. Method syntax will get like this. src comma a b dot jpg. Just shortcut I'm writing, not clearly. Both same, but one property syntax, one method syntax. Next, can I add the new attribute as well? Yes, I dot title. I dot title equals to a. In your image tag, currently title attribute is there. In your I object, title attribute is there. No, we have only three attributes: src, width, and height. This I object contains only three: src, width, and height. Right? How the title is come suddenly, sir? This is sir Monday's to Sunday, last Sunday's message. It's called as prototyping. I hope you remember that. It's called as prototyping. We can add properties anytime, any minute. You can add properties and you can add anything to. So title attached as app. Yes, sir, really title not available, but DOM attached the title. Where is sir? This is the title. Here, this is the title. Next, I want to delete one attribute, sir. Suppose that I dot remove attribute. What method also I'm using is for knowledge purpose. Here I place all in comments only. Only you are getting the output. They are not executed, then only show more placed in comments. Without that one, at least one time I'm using the method. Height I'm going to delete. I have already height here, height available. At that height I'm going to removing. That height I'm going to removing here. Go and refresh it. Height removed. The changes happen. See that one. But still height displaying, sir. I removed my own height to default height applied. My own height removed, sir. Default height applied. So see the conclusion. These all are accessing the existing attributes values. These two are modifying the existing attributes values. This one is adding the new attributes. And this one is removing the existing attributes. So all these called as manipulations. Which manipulations? Attributes come settings manipulation. Attributes come settings manipulation. Next, what about the CSS, sir? H2 tag the CSS. First get the object of H2 tag. So document dot query selector because ID not available, sir. H2. I'm writing the tag selector H2 tag, so I'll get the object also. My object name is H. So H2 object is ready, sir. Now H2 object ready. Then start the operations. So first CSS styles manipulation. H dot style compulsory. You want to access any CSS property? H style compulsory. Not write any CSS property. Your object dot style dot any CSS property for getting or modification or deletion, whatever it may be. The syntax I given you, sir, already. I follow the syntax. So document dot write followed by H dot style dot. I'm asking color. What is existing color? And what is existing background color display? So what is the color and what is the background color of the display? So go and test it. A last line observe, sir, red comma yellow. You can observe the last line red comma yellow. Your H2 tag correct CSS. Now I want to modify the CSS. Okay. H dot style dot color equals to H dot style dot color equals to right. You're interested in anything. Cyan. H dot style dot background color equals to yellow red changing into cyan and blue. See that? Observe refresh. HTML applied one style by birth, but later in running of the program, JavaScript changed that style dynamically. So the existing style of the web page modified by the JavaScript with the support of dynamic pages. Meaning, what you are watching currently, these are the dynamic pages. Public is calling this is dynamic pages. Can I add the new property here? Possible or not possible? The existing property is modified. New property possible or not possible? Possible. I add any of the property. H dot style dot width 50%. Width 50%. Now, small information I'm showing, sir. Be careful and remember style dot. I want to apply the border radius. Border radius. What is the CSS property? Border hyphen radius equals to. You can write the radius how much you require. 10 pixels, or 20 pixels, or 15 pixels, or like right. If I run this program, I'll get the error. Anybody can you identify? Property corrected. But when I run this line especially, 50% working. 50% working, there is no doubt at all. See that. 50% working. But when I run this one, we'll get the error. Syntax error is comes. Moreover, jump observer total gone. So which error? Syntax error. Any guessing why it is the animations possible? Animations and CSS are not, sir. Animations and not CSS are. So we try to guess, sir. But when I run this one, we got the error. Syntax error. Why? Why suddenly syntax error is comes? Pixel possible here. That is not a problem here. Pixel possible. Up to line number 26, there is no problem. Line number 27, we have the error. Hyphen symbol, sir. Minus hyphen symbol. CSS point of view, border hyphen radius. But JavaScript point of view, border minus radius. So JavaScript subtracting the radius from the border. That is not possible because there is no radius variable, there is no border variable. That is the problem. Hyphen. So a lot of CSS properties we have the hyphens, right? When you are using the hyphen, always will get the syntax error. What is the remedy for this one, sir? So while using the CSS properties in JavaScript, don't use the hyphen symbol. Remove that one. Hyphen next letter, make it capital. Hyphen next letter, make it as a capital. Solid. Observe the radius also applied. Next, just an idea purpose. H dot style dot text align equals to center. What to do? Error? Working error. It is also error only. Then what is the solution? So remove the hyphen and make it as a capital letter. So now the data comes to center like observe. So one rounded blue color box inside that hello letters here. And these are all the changes done by dynamically the JavaScript. Before JavaScript, your existing style is this one. You have your own style, sir. Own style. Backup line comes and making your style more attractive to you. I'm writing these lines. Now I'm going to one shortcut, sir, here. This type of writing, some little bit long process. And you have some complications like this, or hyphens, so like this, right? What to do? You want to apply these 5 styles on your H2 tag and define one class selector, either internal or external. Either internal or external, define one class selector. Directly map the class selector to this object. Possible as well. 100% possible. I'll make it all these comments. 5 properties. So go to the internal or external CSS. Define one class selector. Class selector. You're interested with any name. CEO, HO, heading, whatever it may be. Write that all properties in our regular CSS. Original CSS. This is our actual CSS. Defined inside one selector. So then get down to the program. You can write in the single line h dot class list dot add. I'm adding some classes, list of classes. Adding some list of classes to H. Clear a pointer? I'm adding some list of classes to H. What are the classes you need? Write that all classes here with quotation. That's all. Now the code is becomes simplification also. The complications also not available. Hyphen removing the capital letters. So no, we are writing original CSS. Whenever we need that, then we are adding to our HTML. Clear a pointer, this single line. In the future, the class, whenever you need in the DOM, you can simply add this one to any other tags also, not only this one. I want to add to some other head tags, sir. OB dot class list followed by add of at the class. And if I don't want that, can I remove the classes, sir? A remove method is there. Class list dot remove of your tag class name. So how adding is possible, like that removing also possible. Can I add the more classes, sir? Class 2, class 3, class 4. Like that one HTML tag concept is there, no? Tag equals to class 1, class 2, class 3, same pattern. Clear points? Interested candidates, we can go for instantly on the spot, sir, like this. No, sir, I want to go for better coding, sir. Styles you want to apply, define in one class selector and attach the class through DOM method. DOM methods, these are also. Class list dot add, class list dot remove concepts available. Is it clear? Only 2 times I asked her. No response. So comment lines working. This also working. Which is you are comfortable, follow that one. Now execute, we'll get the same output. See that. Color not changing. And the problem is there, sir. Inline CSS here. This is inline CSS. I hope you know that one. Compared to internal CSS, lastly inline CSS is so that impact program is executed. H2 tag inside inline CSS available, that is dominating the color set, remaining uploaded. Colors not uploaded, remaining uploaded. Because of inline CSS. Yes, inline CSS high priority here. That is lastly executed, so that is the problem. And that one, if I want to make it sad, we can continue like this. Actually, the inline CSS one dummy program, but inline CSS we are using, sir. In original program, that also one class selector it comes. One class overwriting on the another class. So this is CSS manipulations as CSS modifications. Like that, for any tag we can modify, any tag we can update on the spot or proper pre-planning. So attributes manipulations I shown here and styles manipulations also explained here. So this is done. This is done. Now this third point I am going to show you. Events. How to perform the events. Actually, I think we know very well event handling, sir. But the HTML style event handling. And here I am going to show you the DOM or JavaScript style event handling. So instead of HTML, through JavaScript also we can perform the event handling through JavaScript also. That is, this is this. Actually, 2 syntaxes available. This is 1 syntax only. First, to see the concept here. DOM events. Both points are this one, DOM events. Data manipulations, attributes from settings manipulations, styles manipulations, and DOM event manipulations. I already created some tags. Tags already created. Can I attach the events dynamically, sir? Later I want to attach the events, sir. 100% possible. Possible, 100%. That is by using the DOM. So dynamically, how to apply the event handling on our tags? That is nothing but a DOM. On click, on input events, we know very well, but we work with events in HTML flavor. HTML flavor means, sir, what? Here we are right. The event attribute equals to some JavaScript. But this one I'm changing it to dynamic mode by using the DOM class. How it will come, sir, at element object dot event equals to JavaScript. This is DOM syntax, the HTML syntax. So we can perform DOM events in two processes, two approaches available. That is property syntax and method syntax. Property syntax available, method syntax available. So first I'll show the one syntax here. First approach. Element object dot event equals to element object dot event equals to some JavaScript code we have to write. Observe here one small problem is that event on click on change on mouse over and mouse out on input on submit like that one of the event here. After equals to we have to write some JavaScript code. Carefully observe, sir. Equal after can you write the code? Generally, no chance here. Equal after what is possible, sir? Either value or expression or calculation possible or value possible. But code possible, no chance at all, right? Code not. Then what to do, sir? Introduce your callbacks. Anonymous function. Right one, anonymous function. Equaling after anonymous function possible as sir. మన callbacks arrow functions all equal right side we type. Remember? Anonymous functions all we type equal right side on. So your callbacks coming back, sir. From today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, fully we are using callbacks. Reduce arrow function, reduce arrow function. Up to Sunday, what are the examples we are discussing? Every example it comes. So write one anonymous function. Anonymous function inside you can place some code. If first syntax set, property syntax set. Method syntax also available. I'll show that one. That is second one. Method approach. Element object dot add event listener. Add event listener. Add event listener. So what is this, sir? Method. Attach the event to this object. Which event, sir? Write the event name in double quotations. Next again JavaScript code. Again JavaScript code. Observe once again. Parenthesis inside we have to write the code. Possible a parenthesis inside code? Not possible. Parenthesis inside parameters possible. But in place of parameters, now we have to develop the code. We have to develop the code, right? What to do again? Anonymous function. Again, we have to write anonymous function. These are the two syntaxes to attach events. These are the two syntaxes to attach the events. Can I remove the event as well? After completion of your event purpose, you can remove that one. It's not a problem. Adding event is possible and deleting event also possible. Adding is possible and automatically deletion also possible, sir. There is no doubt at all. When it is supports the adding, there it is supports the deletion also. So this is event handling to perform through JavaScript. Small suggestions are here. Programming suggestion, not my personal suggestion. In second syntax, when you are writing the event name, generally event names how it will comes on, right? On click, on focus, on input, change is something, right? But in second syntax should not use the on, right? Remaining part only. Without on, you have to write your event name. On not accepted. And here on compulsory. Here without on. By mistake, if I design the on set, it doesn't work. Event it doesn't work. So these are the syntaxes. I'll demonstrate here. See that dynamic event handling. Old stories are screenplay news. Stories new screenplay. So DOM events. Take two buttons. Sir. ID equals to P1. Heading sir. Push here. Button close. Next button. ID equals to BT2. Pull here. Button close. Put two buttons ready. Right now, events not implemented. Only buttons only designed. No event handling. Buttons only designed. Right. But I want to perform event handling on these buttons, sir. Yes, it's possible. That is, I'm going to showing. Remember, first create the object. Constant v1 equals to document dot query selector or get element by id your interest by hash bt1 compulsory yes sir. This is treated as a selector, sir. It is treated as a selector, so hash compulsory is treated as a selector, so hash compulsory. Now follow the first syntax. Bt dot on click equals to some code. Directly code not possible, but take the functional expression and insert that a small alert message. Small alert. Just write the message. So this is small message. First syntax. Object dot event equals to body. You can use arrow function also. Arrow function I think is a very shortcut, sir. Special function a little bit longer, but arrow function is very shortcut for us. First syntax, check it, sir. Click the first button. Executing the event, dynamic event handling. Runtime event is attached, and runtime event is going to execute. Runtime event handling, dynamic event handling. But second syntax, sir. Constant v2 equals to new document dot query selector followed by hash bt2. Second button ready. B2 dot add event listener followed by event name on click. Then anonymous function and one alert message here also. And close the function. This is there any mistake in this line? No mistake. Yes, mistake available, sir. Mostly identified. No fun name. Fun name not available. How fun name is comes, sir? Anonymous functions here. Anonymous functions the function name how it will come, sir. Okay, except the two, three candidates remaining all identified. Very good, sir. On. You should not use the on. You should not use the on. Okay, remove on. Here on compulsory. And here don't use the on. Internal syntaxes, sir, I can't do anything. So click the first button. Hey, you pushed me. Second button. Hey, why you are pulling me? So pull, push, push, pull. Yes. This is dynamic event handling as well as the JavaScript event handling. Previously, what we know that is HTML event handling. Sometimes that is required, sir. Sometimes this is also required. Because everything in static mode not possible, like that everything in dynamic mode also not possible. Both balancing is required. So JavaScript developers always using this only, either first syntax or second syntax. So how to attach the events dynamically or how to attach the events in runtime. Any number of events you can attach it, sir. There is no problem. Any number of events attached. The object one completed, you can take the object two here. Object one again. P1 dot on import. Right? It's situation demanding. Write the anonymous function. And again B1 dot on mouse over. B1 dot on mouse over function. B1 dot on mouse out function. On one object, how many events you want to attach it, that is your choice. Every event is executing as per their timings. Every event is executing as per their timings. Now, long back, password program, remember, show password, hide password, and one program we designed, remember it. That program, the topic only uses. Show password, compare password. That program, this concept I use. You remember that. Now, while developing of that day, I already said that when I'm using the DOM, event handling, I used it. Data man attributes manipulations also I used. Remember that one, that day, a password dot type equals to text. Password dot type equals to password. So what is this, sir? Attributes manipulations. Identified a ID that is nothing but an object dot type attribute equals to text to type attribute equals to password. And DOM I already used that day. Now, what are total 4 points completed together? Data manipulations, styles manipulations, attributes manipulations, and events. With these four, I'm going to write in the small example to dynamical style. The last example, image changed, but still not comes. Color also changed, but still not comes. Now that all the changes, when I click on the button, then only it is changing. Because event handling, we know that this one, no, last example or before that example. Last three examples, what are the things I explained? I'm going to using in single program. You'll get some better knowledge, right? Yeah. Last three programs, I'm combining writing as a single program. Let's see that, sir. Just instead of static mode, dynamic mode I'm showing. I'm taking a small text, any tag, okay, your choices, and tag or division tag, whatever it may be. So better go for division tag. ID equals to D. Heading to manipulations. Heading is DOM manipulations. Small CSS also I'm writing here. We'll see later. Content ready, sir. My expectation was currently here I'm preparing two, three radio buttons I'm creating here. Three radio buttons here. With the names are small, medium, large. Just like yes, the Zoom chatting box lo, all of you are active. Like a Zoom chat box lo, option available. Option small, medium, large. Zoom chat box level will see that small, medium, large. Voice small, medium, not that small, that medium. Text small, medium, large. Voice misunderstand. Observe a chat box to small, medium, large. That is I'm going to decide. Otherwise, on a desktop also view options available large icons. Icons are comes into big size, medium icons, small icons. Same I'm going to doing for this page. DOM event handling required plus CSS also required because the size is increasing required together. So create three radio buttons here. Input to type equals to radio. ID equals to R1. Radio button 1. Name. Remember a name compulsory same. Opposite to small. Heading is little bit of space. One more radio button. One more radio button. So total three radio buttons done, sir. So right here heading medium. And this one is large. We got it idea. When I click on the small, the data should comes into smaller. When I click on the medium, the data comes into medium size. And this is the largest size. Small size, medium size, large size. Small means how much, sir? It is decide it yourself. 20 pixels or 13 pixels are your choice. Size your interest. Size your interest. ID2, ID3. So three radio buttons done, sir. Then start the scripting. Anonymous objects I'm going to using here. Observe that. because every radio button I have to use one time only. Division tag normal object, because division tag I have to use the three times. So D equals to document dot query selector or get element by ID. Both methods your intercessor. Get element ID followed by division object ready. Next to radio button object. Document dot query selector followed by hash R1 radio button object. Sir. This we have to store into generally OB. Next step OB dot on change we have to write. Whenever the radio button selection changed, then we want to run the code. But this is long process, so I'm using anonymous object use and throw. This is dot anonymous object dot on change equals to write your directly function. Arrow function or expression function your interest. Go for arrow shortcut together. Go for arrow shortcut. What do you want to change? PI dot style dot font size. PI dot style dot font size equals to small size here, right? 16 pixels. This single line, sir. If you have any problem, I'll write first to original code. Constant radio button equals to object creation. Then radio button dot on change. The original code. First I created object. That object, first I collected the object, sorry. I collected the object and the reference is stored in the RB. The next RB dot on change equals to this. This RB object, how many times you are using? One time, I guess, or why the separate object? Memory based here. Anonymous object dot on change equals to anonymous function. Last sessions I already said, sir. Future I'm using anonymous only. Future I'm using anonymous only. I started. So today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, fully anonymous I'm using. Clear a point? First radio button object created. Whenever you change the selection of the radio button, then what I'm doing, sir, change the font size of my division tag. Change the font size of the division tag. How much, sir? Into 16 pixels. Or you can write one EM also. One EM is there, na? One EM also you can write. Already 16 available, sir. So there is no changes because we default size 16 only. Other change not comes. Point clear? Messages, responses. If you clear this one, just copy paste it and change the font size. Copy paste it and just change the font size. Copy paste second radio button. R2 anonymous object. Arrow function. PI dot style dot font size equals to 2em. The double size. 2em double size. Or 2.5em. 1.5 size increasing. Next, font size, same code, copy paste it. R3 radio button, 2.5 this now 4em. 1 no, 2.5 4 to 150% is increasing, sir. Go and check it. Medium, large, small. Much area, I'll reduce the size. Small, medium, large. Small, medium, large. Large, medium, small, large. Small, large, medium. Clearer? Which concept we use it here, sir? Event handling used? Yes. DOM styles used? Yes. We used DOM styles and we used event handling also. Can I change the data na sir? Data also can change. Possible sir. Write the event handling and place one more button. So take one button also here. Date also I want to change dynamically, sir. No problem. So take one button, change text. First example, hello world and change area. That one dynamically changing now. Change text. 1000 apples, so hello world. And first example, manually I change it static mode. Now I'm changing the dynamic. When I click on this button, I want to change the text. Possible, sir? Not, sir. Once again, document dot query selector followed by button tag, button tag dot on click dot on click equals to arrow function, arrow function. Shortcut I'm writing, so please try to understand, sir. EI dot text content, and I use it here on property. Text content, remember, equals to which text is there. First I'm showing my name. It's not final code, just watch. Whenever I click on the button, a division tag data change. Division tag data change to Shiva. Check it. Observed? The second time no difference, sir. First time I change. First time only changing, not second time. The second time also changing, but in the future, whenever click on the button, every time data change. Every time data change. But what is the data, sir? Shiva, 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 Shiva. Right? Can I change this one dynamically? Every time I want to change the name. Can you give any idea? This is every time changing, but every time my name it will comes. But I know I don't want same names, sir. Different names required, sir. Any guess? You know answer. Couple of times we use it in our JavaScript programs. So I need name dynamically here, which I have to use. Name I want to use dynamically, not Shiva only always. So what is the option? No, 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 no. Prompt, sir. Prompt. Prompt. So when you click on the button, prompt executing, in that prompt, which name is given, that name is displaying to user tag. Shortcuts are in the single line, all anonymous. Because everything we are using single time, all anonymous. So go and check it. Enter the name, Shiva. Okay. Right? Enter the name, some apple. Okay. Change the large size. Enter the name, some Sunday. Okay. Change the text. Enter the name. You're interested. Which name you are interested, that name you can write. So finishing point. So finishing touch I'm giving here. So So small, medium, large, and chain text. Got it up. 1.5 hour onwards. What are the things we discussed? Pieces wise. That all the pieces we combined and designed the program dynamically. And this is the meaning of dynamic pages set. Is it dynamic or not? సో మీకు వెబ్సైట్స్ లో డార్క్ మోడ్ లైట్ మోడ్ అవైలబుల్ కదా 2 buttons వస్తాయి డార్క్ మోడ్ లైట్ మోడ్ when you apply the dark mode all colors are changing into black color when you apply the light mode all color the css manipulations. So similarly you can place the 2 buttons and change the colors of each and every tag. So data change is done. CSS change is done. Event handling is performed. Only the missing is almost all done, sir. This is a small implementation of the DOM set. Next programs ఇంకా more effectively it becomes. That's all today's explanations. Tomorrow we'll see the remaining as usual or regular timings. Okay, na? Thank you all. If any questions is there, please ask. Your regular timings is that tomorrow working day kada regular timings. For which batch, sir? Vishwesh? 9 o'clock or 2 o'clock? Vishwesh. Sunday, sir. Already class announced కదా yesterday announced last 3-4 days onwards I'm announcing కదా Sunday.